George. We're here in the woods.
We're in the woods.
It's like camping.
I know. What was it somebody said? Like, it was like Butlins for
Kind of, yeah, I suppose it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So how have you been? What's going on?
Oh, well, you know, we're all right. We're here. We're in another country. We're surrounded by people, which is kind of an unusual experience, I think, for many. We're here, obviously, with our Super 6 and with our new product as well, our Super 6 desktop. We're very happy to bring it here. Obviously, we've had a very busy and a very eventful couple of years, as everyone else has, having various global geopolitical events in between, battering us from right, left and centre. But, you know, we're still here, and we're very thankful for all the support and patience everyone has given us, and, you know, organisations like Sonicstate, etc., everyone else who's still here at Superbooth, or Super Bungalow, sorry.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like the sound of that. But I mean, I understand things must have been challenging, so kudos to you for actually creating a new product.
Yeah. Well, I think that, like, what do successful organisations do? You know, when you have a quiet period when things are difficult, you know, we've got obviously Chippergeddon, which people have probably heard about, which is affecting other people here. When, you know, you invest in the future, you invest in developing and improving your existing products, your people, your processes, make new stuff. You know, get ready. I think, you know, with the awesome sort of friendly reception that everyone gave us when we were here in 2019, sort of 2 years ago, we've only really been selling the Super 6 for, a year now.
Oh, right. Is it that?
It's really only a year. So obviously it's been an eventful year, but we're here and we're just getting started.
Okay, tell me about the desktop. This looks cute. I mean, is this essentially this, but without keyboard and
so
a more compact format?
It's a Super 6 in a really nice kind of compact, manipulatable chassis. I don't know, it's all of the sound engine, the same 12-voice analog hybrid synthesizer. It's patch compatible. It's very much the same thing. We use all the same kind of high quality components here to make the various switches, control elements. It's immediate, it's hands-on, it's fun, it's rack mountable, it's Visa mountable. You can just stick it on a desktop like this. It's got rack ears that come with it.
Oh, you've got it on one of these
that's just
articulated Visa mounts.
Yeah, it's just an ordinary monitor stand. So the idea is you get clip-ons for the keyboard, keyboard stands to come off the side, or you can have stands on your desk. But basically they're cheap and they're brilliant and they're ubiquitous. So why not make use of it?
Nice idea. So essentially, I mean, what have you had to change? Because obviously the layout's different. I mean, are there any extra functions, or is it essentially the same thing?
So there's a few more little bits and pieces. I think it's worth mentioning that when we bring this out, we're also doing a major update to this at the same time. They run the same firmware. We've now got a continuously variable high-pass filter. We've got extra envelope stages, which we'll also borrow across onto here as well. We've got very high precision, high resolution controls now. We've done a lot of work on both of them to really make them so sensitive. If you just lean on it, you can kind of make tiny adjustments.
It's all about the control law, right, George?
It's all about the control. And this one, we use the same controls as the Super 6. Obviously, we've got a smaller layout. Everything's more compact. We actually had custom slide potentiometers made for us because we couldn't get 30mm slide potentiometers that felt right. So in the end, we got some special ones made that were the same as the Super 6, but smaller. So they're really weird, fat, giant squat things
it's a little
inside.
Bit, right, okay, I understand.
So they're really nice and, you know, have a good sort of long-term performance to them. But yeah, it's really, it might be smaller, but I want to think of it as an instrument in its own right, something that's designed, and not just a Super 6 with the keyboard hacked off of it, basically. I like it. It's really fun to play. It's really easy to get good sounds, and it sounds nice, or at least I think it sounds nice.
Always, your sonic journeys through the sound engine are a real treat. Where are you going to take us today?
Well,
something that evokes kind of maybe rainforest, or
yeah, it is a bit like rainforest here, isn't it? Yeah. So I thought I would. Well, seeing as I've got two instruments here, I'll do my best to actually demo them both at the same time,
cool.
Playing together. So what I'm doing is I've got the Super 6 here, and that's just MIDI'd into the desktop. It's worth mentioning that every single control on here sends CC, and the knobs and high high resolution stuff sends NRPN as well.
Can you poly overflow them? Can you polychain them?
It will be able to poly overflow to basically give you 24 voices from your Super 6. It's not in there today, can't demo it, but it is the plan so that you can MIDI out from here for really the man or woman who has everything to put the two together. But actually, I find that even without, so today I can't demonstrate that, but even without the poly chaining feature, it's so nice to listen to the two together.
Well, before you give us some sound, when and how much? Have you got a kind of ETA?
Yeah, sure. So basically, this will be out this autumn. This is very much representative of the production thing. It's not like when we came to Superbooth 19 with something where the paint was still wet and half the controls weren't going. I mean, that was really our launch. Here we've come with something that's, almost a ready product. So autumn this year. Not going to say exactly when. Hopefully the first few go out next month.
Oh, okay.
That would be lovely. But really they'll be shipping this autumn. Price-wise, $19.49 GBP, including VAT, $2,399 US, €2,249 euros. So a good amount cheaper than the Super 6. By no means an inexpensive thing, but we really wanted to make an instrument in its own right.
Well,
something that's
everybody
like
always
really...
says, "Have you touched one?" They're all, back these
Yeah,
products, they're
I mean,
all the same
obviously you
numbers.
can't do that on YouTube, but we've deliberately put one here so that people can really lift it up and feel it and get around it and just say, look, it's just
That's
nice.
chunky.
Yeah, it's chunky.
Let's have some sounds then.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I mean, that's what they're here for, really, at the end of the day. So I was just dicking around with some patches. I'm just going to do a bit of improvisation. We've actually got a sequence on here, which I can transpose the sequence. And on here, I'm just going to have a bit of bass tone, basically, and we'll see what happens. All right.
Lovely. Thank you, George. That was fantastic.
Okay, well, there you go. Super 6 squared.